Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back to the show with the holidays upon us. I know it could be difficult for some of us out there. We may feel broken. We may feel underloved, underused, not appreciated. And sometimes it's hard with the
Yes.
holidays with the loved ones. And we're going to talk a little bit about brokenness today. We're here with Coach Jesse Lee once again to talk about this. And first, let me just have him tell you a little bit about the work he does and why he's here today.
Hello, my name is Jesse Lee. I'm an educational coach, a spiritual coach. I also do entrepreneurship services. I help people with their everyday needs and challenges.
And how can we find you?
You can find me at leescoachingconsulting.com. My email is jlee, number 2, win at gmail.com. And my number is 203-526-2914.
Beautiful. Well, welcome back today. For those that may not know more of a story, check out our other podcast to hear more. Today, we're talking about those who may feel broken, and we understand that that may, well, make you upset and it might hurt, but how can that also make you heal, make you better, and make you whole again, shall we say?
Yes, so it's a lot going on, which a lot with trauma, different things that
Mm-hmm.
happen, right? And in Psalms 34, he said he's close to the brokenhearted and to those that have a contrite spirit. So the thing about it is, through your challenges and through your insecurities, you can always get through things. You just have to use that self-talk, change the mind, change the mindset. Those things right there will help you through.
Mm-hmm. And mindset is something that we can learn to establish to help ourselves. People might say, well, I don't understand mindset. Just give us a quick overview of that. And I want to get into some of your own internal struggles as well. And I know you've dealt with a lot we've spoken about, but we're going to go over some of that today.
Okay, awesome. So mindset is the control of your thoughts on a daily basis, right? So if you can control either positive or negative thoughts. And sometimes, Jill, chemically and biologically, our mind is unbalanced due to depression and mental illness. So that's a whole nother subject to talk about. But on a
Hmm.
normal perspective, when you are training your mind, you're training your thoughts to think positive. So when you wake up in the morning, think about, joy, things that's going to happen that are great during the day, things that you're looking forward to, all those things. It creates a positive mindset and it makes you happy and it makes you content.
And let's talk because there's a lot we could use mindset to help us with, like our struggles. You want to talk a little about some of those and maybe walk through some of the steps to help us overcome struggles like yourself?
Okay, so this is the thing here. And my perspective is I keep my faith in God. And, I know things is going to get eventually better. Jill, you already know my story with all this trauma and my dad being an alcoholic and my mother's trying to survive, with 3 jobs and different things like that just to keep the house running.
Mm-hmm.
So I really didn't have anybody to really go to and tell my feelings to because I always felt insecure. I always felt didn't I wasn't I felt internally that I wasn't able to be heard because I might be embarrassed and different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So and sometimes you have to go into that spiritual realm of things of not thinking physically or literally, but
Yeah.
thinking more figuratively of
Yeah.
somebody being there with you and that presence being around you. And that's how I got through my obstacles and struggles.
And we appreciate that because your own struggles have led you to turn to faith, have led you to being an amazing husband, an amazing father, and now
Absolutely.
helping people as a coach and counselor. Do you want to talk about some of
Absolutely.
those steps and how, God really was important and impactful in your life?
Yes, my spiritual advisor, Prophet Sadie Lee Miles, I'm going to say this again, and I always say this because she is the one that really molded my mind. That relationship with God that she had helped me create a relationship with myself and
Hmm.
understand my inner self, Jill.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't understand who they are because they hide and they block all the pain and trauma that's inside them. And when you do that, you have no type of connection spiritually of how you really feel.
Mm-hmm.
And what I realized was if I deny myself, okay, make sure I'm able to go into the I'm able to feel emotions because a lot of us don't want us to feel, don't like to feel emotions, don't like to feel sad, don't like to feel confused, don't like to feel these things. But in order to go through the process, we must go through these different emotions so we can kind of mature and figure
Mm-hmm.
out, are we really sad?
Yeah.
You understand? And if we're really sad, Jill, now we're going to create a plan and now we're going to look at our inner self. It says in Psalms 51,
Mm-hmm.
wisdom is in the inward part. So
Okay.
now internally,
Yeah.
you're going to look at yourself and mold and change your emotions. So externally, you're going to be happy and excited and, just able to manage.
So true. Oh my goodness. And you're also going to share some stories in the Bible as well with us today, right?
Absolutely. And a lot of us, some of us don't study the Bible, but for the Christians who do, it was a prophet named Jeremiah.
Okay.
And his his life was already prophesied to him in his mother's womb. Before he was even created, God already had a purpose for him. But the thing is, he didn't want to accept this purpose at one time because he was insecure. He didn't know who he was. He went through a lot of things and he
Mm-hmm.
didn't really want to accept that calling.
Yep.
So, that example right there, when you have a calling and when you have a job, even though it's hard, even though people think that you're different and they don't want to listen to your doctrine, they want to listen to the things that
Mm-hmm.
that you want to tell them and that God in you wants to kind of manifest whatever you're saying. God is now your mouthpiece so he can tell whatever he wants to tell.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what Jeremiah was going through. He was going through a rebellious people. He didn't really know who he was until God
Oh,
spoke to him and told him to do what he needed to do. But he was ridiculed. All these things was happening to him. But guess what, Jill? Something was with him. And that was that spirit that dwelled inside of him, which was called the Holy Ghost. And he couldn't contain himself.
God bless. Yeah.
Even if he wanted to be quiet, that spirit forced him to kind of tell what God wanted him to tell. And that what people need to do. Don't
Mm-hmm.
deny yourself. Don't deny those thoughts and those hidden things that you have inside you because you may can help someone. Even if you help one person, that is so important to the world that you're changing that person's mind and heart. So
Well,
that's an example.
and it's all about helping others with what you obviously do. And again, we're talking here with Coach Jesse Lee, who can work with you. Again, he is a coach, a counselor, and he's definitely guided by spirit, as he's mentioned. And he's
Absolutely.
got a great relationship with
Absolutely.
God. Doesn't mean you need to, but he does work with the Bible and really, has some great examples of this. And he knows firsthand how brokenness can really affect someone because he's walked the walk in a sense. And you've had lots of
Absolutely.
gratitude with that. What did you want to share about
Yes,
that?
yes, yes. And you know what, Jill? It's so hard when you go through so much trauma to find gratitude, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, when I was younger and when I went through a lot of dysfunctions in my household and instability, when I woke up in the morning and I had a bed to sleep on,
Yep.
I was grateful for that.
Mm.
You understand?
Yep.
Looking at homeless people, looking at all these different people that's going through a lot of struggles, my life was difficult. I'm going to make that clear.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always somebody worse than you are, and you
God
could be
bless.
grateful for the things that you have. And I try to look for the brighter side of things. And that's how I made it through my obstacles and made it through my insecurities. And that gratitude for the smaller things, now I'm able to be thankful for the bigger things that he's doing in my life because I practiced that when I was in trials and tribulations and hard
Hmm.
times.
And did you want to give us some more examples of gratitude and, how you can work with someone with gratitude and what that is, in a sense, to heal these broken hearts?
First, Jill, we have to be aware of our surroundings, okay? Even when we walk outside and we're breathing in and we're breathing out, be grateful for that internally. And you know what? When you breathe in and you breathe out, all that frustration comes out. And now when you get home or whatever you do, write it down. I'm
Hmm.
grateful for breathing. I'm grateful for walking. I'm grateful for eyesight. Write those things down. And after you write those things down, now I want you to look in the mirror and repeat those things that you wrote down so they can be embedded in your heart. And now you're going to be
Hmm.
more grateful.
And, with Thanksgiving here, the holidays here, being grateful, it can be expressed in so many different ways. Like you said, just breathing the air we breathe, waking up, thanking God every day, and appreciating each and everything because you don't know how long our lives are going to last. It's so true to start appreciating it. Now, what about your, brokenness in a sense? Internally, you said you were able to see yourself more and flaws, and then your wife came along and helped you.
You know what? This is a quick story that I'm going to tell, but me and my wife knew each other since we're 7 years old. And the funny thing about it is, we both have the same birthday, the same day, the same year, and our families knew each other. But the thing is, my wife was a support system when I was going through tough times. We went through that journey together.
Mhm.
And the most wonderful words, and we pray together, and my spiritual advisor always tell me, they that pray together stay together, right?
Yep, I've heard that at Christ.
Yes,
My
yes,
dad says
yes,
that.
yes, yes. Absolutely, absolutely. And the most wonderful words that I heard, Jill, that I would never forget in my life, that my wife said when we were going through difficult times. She said to me, she said, "Honey, we're gonna make it together through these challenges." And those words right there, I already knew that she was the one that was going to endure with me all these challenges that is taking place, and we're going to take the journey together.
Hmm. How did the 2 of you meet, by the way, and was she a woman of faith as well?
Yes, the ironic thing about it is my grandmother has a church in North Carolina, her hometown. And that church that she have over there, she was a member in North Carolina, so she lived in North Carolina for a little bit, and she ended up coming to Connecticut because we have another church in Connecticut, which is the same name that my grandmother have, and that's how we met. We met through going to church. I used to visit North Carolina. Our church used to go to North Carolina, and we used to go back to Connecticut. And she ended up moving here, and we started dating, and things just went on from there. And then that's when the relationship started. We was always friends since 7 years old. We wrote letters, to each other. We talked on the phone, long conversations, long distance relationships, all that other stuff. And that history caused us to be more in love, and that love resonated through God and the Spirit. So
Beautiful.
yeah, that's about it. Well, that we
Okay.
were meant to be. We're twins, they
Alright.
call us, right? The same
Yep.
birthday, the same year.
Mhm. And how did your own pain and trauma affect your trust for her, for people in general?
You know what, Jill? And people don't know this, but even through the tough times that I've been through, sleepless nights, things that happen that people would never would have thought that happened. Once I go out that door, and once I'm in school, whatever I'm at, I will just smile. I will smile because I feel that that smile may affect someone else. And there's no reason to be sad,
Yeah.
to make another person sad and miserable because your personal life is not great. But
Mhm.
when you smile, that spirit and that happiness is going to come inside you. And even if you're depressed, even if you're sad, when you smile, it does something to you. It lights you up like a Christmas tree. And that's what I did, and I didn't trust people, at one point. I felt insecure. I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel smart enough. I didn't feel that I was supposed to have things that other people had. People belittled me because I was not financially prepared
Mhm.
or I didn't have the things that they had. And those things stuck with me. So I still don't have too many friends, but I will tell you this. My best friend is God. I love Jesus. And my other friend is my spiritual advisor, Prophet Miles. And I still have so many family members and different people that I may can confide in. But the first person that I will go to, and I always would go to, and now I
Mhm.
go to, it's
Yes.
Jesus Christ,
Yep.
which has no judgment. He has no judgment.
Mhm. And us here on Earth, unfortunately, we do.
I
What else did you
know.
wanna share with us today, Jesse?
This is what I want to say to the people who are confused, who are brokenhearted, and who are going through so many things. If Jesse Lee can do it, alcoholic father,
Mm.
a mother that was on drugs and was transitioning to being a mother, trying to take care of her family and different things like that. And me going through a lot of different things, anxiety and depression, whatever I went through, if I can do it, you can do it. With all things are possible with God. Seek God, trust God, and just believe that things are going to get better. And I know they will eventually.
Mm. And for those out there who are struggling around the holidays and this time of year in particular, who say they don't have anyone, I don't know what to do. I'm even scared to call someone like you. And
Oh my.
that angst. How do you put someone at ease to let them know it's okay? Um, it's okay. We're all put on this earth. We all struggle. We all go through similar things. What would you say to someone who's just maybe tuning in today and just on the verge of a lot and feeling broken and but are too hesitant to call you? What would you say to them?
I would say, like I always say, give God a try, give Jesus a try, right? But you can also give someone a try that you never talked to
Okay.
bring your personal conversation with that person. But the thing is, Jill, this is what I tell people. You don't have to tell me much. Just
Hmm.
tell me 2 words.
Yeah.
And those 2 words is going to resonate with me. And then I want you to write everything that's going on in your life. And as you write everything now, shred the paper, get rid of the paper. We're going to get rid of it and we're going to start fresh. And as we start fresh, you're going to discover yourself. You're going to look in with your according to your past, and you're going to look at your future, and you're going to be happy. Let's start today. Don't look at the past right now, and then we can create a roadmap of how to fix those things and how to be successful.
Is that your message that you want to share? What other message do you have for everyone?
I also have a message that time is near. And we have and it's and I understand that you're hesitant, and I understand that you're going through things, and I understand that things is stopping you.
Hmm.
But do action now. Create an action plan. Whatever you're going through, suicide thoughts, whatever the case may be. Remember that God is with you and start today. Start today. Start today.
And, can I ask you about how you have to change as an individual? Or you want to talk about those who have to change during this journey that you call life?
I had to change, and eventually over time, Jill, we do change, right? But the thing about it is when you change, you have to understand people better. If you're changing for the worse and you're on a pity potty and you're just caring about yourself and your feelings, you're not changing to benefit yourself
Hmm.
because you're going to be stagnant. But I'm glad I changed to see and be empathetic to my parents, to be empathetic to other people that may have done me wrong.
Yep.
And as I saw that, I saw myself, and I was able to develop spiritually and physically to help others internally.
Oh, well, we're glad you're here working with others and helping, guiding them through. And just, the work you're doing, um, how does it work? What is the accountability factor? How many times a week as a coach are you actually working with someone? And I'm assuming you give them lots of homework to take home.
Absolutely,
Right?
absolutely. Yes, I give you an intake form and I ask you a couple of questions. And one of the question is, what is your purpose, right? That's one of the questions. Another question is, why are you here on this earth and what do you really love to do? Who are you? Those different questions. And a lot of us, what I experienced, Jill, don't know the answers to those questions, and that's okay. But I am here just to create like a start and give you like a little starter, fluid, as they say, to kind of create a plan. And as we do that, as a series of questions that I will give you, and we'll meet with each other or virtual or whatever the case may be, once a week or twice a week as needed. And as we do that, now we're going to continue to create a relationship until you create action plans of how to be successful in all areas of your life, financially, spiritually, physically, all the areas of your life we're going to work on. And I'm going to hold your hand, right? Like
Wow.
God hold my hand, I'm going to hold your hand, and we're going to go do this together. It's just me and you, confidential. No
Yeah.
one is going to know. No one has to know. All people are going to know, Jill, is when they look at you, all the viewers or whoever's working with me, they're going to see a change in you. And they're going to see, well, this person's doing really good. How did this person get out of this rut? What is this person doing differently that I don't know? They're going to see a change because Jesse Lee is with you internally. And I can be an invisible friend. People don't have to know who I am, right?
Oh,
You get
amazing.
what I'm saying? But the
Got it.
main thing is just affecting difference in the person by creating plans of how to deal with different things.
Got it. Well, it's about reprogramming. You mentioned reprogramming the mind,
Reprogram
right?
your mind. Yes, yes. All
Aw.
those affirmations, Jill, with your children, everything. Let's just do things, but we have to do research and we have to do things one at a time. Take your time, be patient.
Yep.
Those are the main things. Be patient, take your time, trust the process.
And what people can you thank for everything that's happening right now and will perspire in the future, would you say?
I thank God, my Lord and Savior. That's the first person I do thank. The other person is my spiritual advisor, Prophet Dr. Sadie Lee Miles. My mom, my mother-in-law, my wife, my greatest cheerleader, my wife. She's always on my
Mm,
side. And all my family members and all my loved ones and everyone that just believed in me without even telling me, but they already knew that I had something greater in me to affect people.
and how did you want to leave off for today? We still got 3 minutes left in the show, Jesse. And in particular, besides reaching out to you to contact you, we'll get to that in a sec. Any other messages you want to share?
Yes, I want to tell you this. God is close to those that are brokenhearted and of a contrite spirit. And when things happen to us that we don't understand and we feel we don't deserve, know that it's for a reason and it's for to mold your heart and to change your mind and to create a relationship spiritually with God. And as you are going through so many challenges, you are running in God's arms and you don't even know it. Somebody that loves you so unconditionally, but things must happen to you so you can affect other people. And you know what, Jill? everyone has something inside them. And like my pastor, my prophet, whoever wants to visit our church, that'll be great. It's in Norwalk, 2 Berkeley Street, Bridgeport, Norwalk, Connecticut, Pastor City Miles Way, House of Prophecy and Prayer Church. It would be
Yeah.
great for all the visitors so I can see them. Sometimes it would be great to see you, Jill. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So, it's so great. Just give God a try.
I agree. I agree. And to reach out to you now, I'm going to ask you how we do that.
Okay. LeesCoachingConsulting.com. My email is jlee, number 2, WIN @gmail.com. My phone number is 203-526-2914.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here. Enjoy the rest of your week. And
Yes,
also,
absolutely.
anything good in store? Last week, Thanksgiving went well. We didn't speak on camera about that, but it went well with your family.
It went very, very well. It's very relaxing. It was just I'm so grateful for everything
Love it.
and where I'm at right now. I'm very grateful.
Beautiful. Well, thank you again for being here, for joining us, and we'll talk next week. Have a great day. And to all of our
I will
listeners, stay tuned. We'll be
I
back.
will
Jesse
see you
Lee,
soon.
you got it. Till I see you again.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.